probably about 10 years ago, I came out about mental illness where I live in the city. I was working with kids at the time, like gang kids and all kinds of stuff, and really high risk kids. And I was kind of working as a counselor and a mentor with them. And I was doing public speaking all over the country regarding stuff about gangs and then a few other different things like the fetal alcohol effect and related stuff with the kids and so I loved it. And at that time I really got a taste for that helping others out sort of feeling, and I wanted to write a book then, but again I just got caught up sort of in another career, and that took off, and then it all became about the money and everything else. And I knew it's always been in the back of my mind. It's always been my calling. It's always been my dream to become an author and to write books that I 1,000,000% with every bit of my being believe will change this world. And it's already happening. I'm talking to two people I've never met before in another country about it. My book came out 2 months ago, right? Yeah. Like this would never happen if I didn't write the book. So, learning to gauge success different and look at these things differently is really important too. Like, we often think, okay, well, I wrote a book, it's got to sell 1 million copies and Oprah's got to show it on her Instagram and then you've made it. But I'm like, I don't think so. Like, yeah, I get messages every day from people, telling me what the book's done for them or what it did for their loved one or how, it stopped them from when they were, in a really dark place. So to me, that's changing the world, right? It's one mind at a time, and it coincides with the title, One Drop of Water. And I make a lot of references to a waterfall. It starts with one drop of water. A waterfall becomes the most powerful thing that provides life and all these things around it, right? But it can also become a destructive force too, like depending on what's happening with it.
Oh yeah.
And I make a lot of references to that in the book. But getting back to what you said, I've always dreamt of being an author and a writer. And then my purpose, got exposed to me, with what we kind of just talked about in the isolation. And then here I am, boom, it's happening. And all the things that become sort of the dream that accompanies that purpose are starting to manifest and happen right before my eyes every day.
Well, I know you've definitely given me something to think about, because for me, my passion and purpose has been the same this whole time for all these years. And I'm like, wait, are they different or are they the same? I've got to go think on this one, because I've always considered them one and the same, but maybe they're different. Maybe I've been, I just need to look at things and just see what's true for me on this, because that's a really interesting perspective that I've never looked at.
Yeah, I kind of like similar to what you had said, like passion's kind of like the fuel of purpose, right? Like I think a lot of times it gets us to the things that line up for the purpose, and they're both great things, don't get me wrong. I never knock passion, because I think people should chase their passion all the time. Because like I said, for me, I did the same thing, and all of a sudden, boom, purpose was presented and away we go, right? Because it's purpose, like I said, purpose is always bigger than us. And that's why it finds you. And then all of a sudden, but I believe that purpose presents itself so many times to people, but they just don't see it because they're not ready.